In my studies and in my work with people, I have realized that what people call patterns, cycles, generational pattern, in as much as it is spiritual, it is also a psychological subconscious choices that people make. What do I mean? It is the subconscious choices that people make, which is in alignment or correlate with what they were used to in the patterns in their family or in their nurturing. I pray I'm able to break this down. God help me. That is, in as much as patterns, generational patterns, cycles, or repetitive behavior in a family, in as much as it is spiritual. You know, when your parents or people around you, your aunties, your uncle, when they were displaying this thing that you have not discovered that is actually a pattern, when they were displaying it, it was also a form of modeling to you as a child growing in that environment. Now, immediately you grow up, you keep telling yourself, I will not do it. I will not end that way. I will do this. You will got the affirmations and the reassurance that you give yourself. You will keep doing it and saying it. But what you forgot to always do is to detox those things out of your subconscious. So when a situation arises or situation happen, your reservoir will go to your subconscious. Pick what you are used to and apply in that situation. That means when a situation that looks like what you have seen, maybe your mother, your father, your auntie, your uncle was always doing or they did, it's not like you just made up your mind to say, I want to do it. You don't really have another experiences to pick from your subconscious reservoir. So what happened? You go inside and look, what do I pick? Then you pick what you were used to. So what happened by that? You are ending up making the same choices, supporting the same opinion, working on the same mindset, manifesting the same behavioral traits of the people you saw that failed in that angle. It can be your academics, it can be your career, it can be your parenting, it can be your relationship, it can be your marriage, it can be your spirituality. It can even be in ordinary friendship. It can even be in your behavior and your response. You grow up in an environment where there is always reactive response, where everybody feel defensive. Oh, instead of everybody to just talk and chit chat, or somebody to say who did this, and another person say, oh, I'm the one. You just subconsciously pick that behavior. Now, quickly, how do you really solve this problem? Now, I want to tell you that most of the way we think we need to solve all of these problem, these are vicarious trauma, these are things that is just there floating, but we don't see it as problem because we feel that our good part will cover up for those part. Now, one of the places is you must sit down and reevaluate those behaviors that you saw, those patterns that you saw. In fact, I do not support that you take decisions without looking back at how the people maybe you grow up with took decisions as regard that. Now you want to pick a job. Let's say you want to take a job now. If the people you grew up with, I always say people you grew up with because it's not everybody that was raised by their parent. So when I talk about nurturing and guidance, I'm talking about people you grew up with. It could be your parent, it could be strangers, it could be your auntie, your uncle, whatever. Now go deep down and look at their choices. What would they have done if they are in this situation? So if what they would have done is what you will end up doing, you have to alter it. Now, you don't only just pray to change patterns. That is where we miss it in Africa or anybody from an African descent. We feel that we just pray and the patterns will change. No, you are going to pray Number one, fantastic. Number two, you are going to watch. And what is that watching? Because the Bible actually said you have to watch and also pray. So the watching is an action word. It means you will put in effort, you put in action into uttering it with everything that has to do with you. So that action you will put in place is what will detox that behavior, that mindset. Let your mind be regenerated. And some of these things I'm saying cannot be done by you sitting down in one corner and journaling or lamenting away. You have to stay in therapy. You have to stay in coaching. You see, sometimes when we say go and heal from childhood trauma, we are also making sure that you heal from the trauma that is not yours, the trauma that you picked, the way your dad was reacting to your mom, for example, the way your dad was always reacting to your mom. It is only the pattern you know. It is not yours. Maybe you are married now. Your woman is not offending you the way your mom offended you, but because that is the only way you know it. Your husband is not offending you the way your dad offended your mother, that made your mother reacted that way. But because that is the only way you know it, so you are replicating what you know. So when you stay in therapy, you will detox those mindset, those behavioral patterns that you picked up that are not healthy, those behavioral patterns that will destroy you and destroy your essence. Now, therapy will break those behavioral patterns and also help you to pick up healthy ones. Healthy ones by equipping you and building up your subconscious to have different tools of taking decision or responding or reacting. It will help you to take different tools. It will build in you a new experiences that you can always pull out from if the need arises. So that when you go into your reservoir, you will not just see that, oh, the way my daddy behaved. Oh, the way my mommy behaved. That will not be the only thing in your reservoir. And that's why I also say that in as much for parents, in as much as you are parenting your kids, you are protecting them, you are ensuring that they don't go out there and pick the wrong idea, the wrong perception, and whatever. Sometimes it is good to allow your children visit other families so that they can be able to compare what's right and wrong in their homes or in their family. Do you know why? A whole lot of time when we were growing up, we don't know what's wrong about our parent until we see another mother or another father behaving in a better way that we would have loved. So oftentimes you will not know beyond your knowledge base or your environment. You will not know, you will not act beyond your knowledge. You will not act or behave beyond what was modeled around you. So it is what was modeled around you that you will always have in you. So why am I calling this out? First thing I want you to know is that prayer is not just the only thing that will change those patterns and those cycles in your life or in your family lineage. You also need to put in the work, and the work is you intentionally seeking for knowledge in that area, in that aspect. Knowledge that will transform your behavior, knowledge that will transform your entire essence. Number three, you must be willing to be teachable and to unlearn and to relearn. Because if you have this God kind of mindset, I know everything and everything I know works for me, nobody can tell me what to do, then you might perish just the way your ancestors perish. Then number three is you must stay in number four or thereabout, you must stay in therapy, because in therapy there are things you will equip yourself with. In therapy there are things you will learn. In therapy there are things you will unlearn. In therapy there is a part of you never knew existed that will be unveiled to you. Today I encourage you to go for therapy, not just to heal only, but to also change the patterns and the cycle in your family and become better individual, better colleague, better friend, better wife, better husband, better parent, better pastor, or better leader in every dimension. Once again, my name is Counselor Presh from Precious. I am the lead therapist of Living Waters International. You can follow me on other platforms with that name, either Counselor Presh or Living Waters Counseling International. Have a wonderful day and stay blessed.